this question spun me a little bit. It'll probably spin you as well, I reckon. But someone wanted to know, bro, did you ever bump into that guy on the roads? Obviously, for people that maybe don't know what I'm talking about, I'll let you maybe elaborate on what that question means.
Who's Star Nine-matic?
Is that, I don't know who, yeah, I don't know who's on the skit itself, but
yeah,
for the people that don't know, if you go back to Fully Grown, just break it down to that record, and then obviously you've got, you know, Guy on the new project. Talk about that.
Yeah, so basically, that was just a skit from my album Fully Grown, and I just made that. You could say it's like a part 2. Do you get what I'm saying? Of that, and I didn't really call it. I could have called it like part 2 to that or whatever, but I just used it on the intro and kind of played with the part where he says, "I'm not that guy. I'm that guy." Do you get what I'm saying? So we just turned it into a hook.
Sick.
And because that skit is a legendary skit. People still
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
they still tweet me today about that skit. You get what I mean? So that was just kind of keeping that one alive. Still, like with my albums, there's always some form of continuation with something. There's something that ties something together. It could be the smallest thing. If you check my album and my projects, there's always stuff that tie to each other. So you can kind of map out the journey.
Yeah. No, that's important, man. Another question that came in was, who brings the most competitive edge out of Frisco when you're with another MC recording? Do you know what I mean? It's like you could speak to anyone when they're in with certain people. Like when I was speaking to Diz about the record with Getz and with Kano, he's breaking down like everyone wants to outdo everyone. Like who's your guy that like when you're doing something together, it's like it's gonna be about who done what.
I'd say even in Boy Better Know, bro. Even in Boy Better Know, like without us consciously having competition, because we don't consciously compete with each other, but we know it's an unspoken rule that you can't have a shit verse. Everyone's trying to have a sick verse, innit? Everyone's trying to be the guy that, without trying to be the guy, but everyone is trying to have that verse where people talk about and say, yes, you had the verse. Do you get what I mean? That's how it goes, innit? Like, we don't consciously sit there and think, oh, I want to have the best verse.
Yeah.
But as a grime MC, that the competitive nature is there. So you just want to have it. You want to have a sick verse, bro. You want your verse to be up there. You know what I mean? So even with Boy Better Know, I would say with Getz, definitely with Getz, with Chip as well. Like the competitive, like with certain people, you just have to go in like when you're with like. There's a different type of like. But if I keep it 100 with you, like when I do features, my mindset is the same. It's on autopilot with every single feature. Like there's not really. If I agree to do the feature and I'm gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it half-heartedly. So it doesn't matter really. If I be honest, it doesn't matter who it is. I'm gonna try and destroy this track. Do you get what I mean? It might be a track that you might not like, but when you hear my verse, you're gonna like it. It's that type of attitude I'm on. You get me?
Yeah. I think the competitive nature is just within. It's got to be in it. You know them ones.
Yeah. So any feature I do, I'm trying to kill. Like it's kill mode straight. I'm not on I'm not on, yeah, that was all right. I'm not on that. I'm on kill mode, bro. Like, if you want me to do a tune, cool. You might think I'm even chatting to you in some of the bars, but I'm not chatting to you, but that's just the nature of this thing, innit? It's got to be spicy. You get what I'm saying? If it's not spicy, I don't want to do it. If it's just, you know what I mean? If it's just you have to understand that. And I'm on that. I'm on all of that. I'm on, like, if I ask a man to come and do a tune for me and come to my studio and he peppers it to where I think, whoa, do you get me? I love that.
How many times, Frisk, how many times have you been in scenarios where you've had to go back and, like, is that common for you? You got to go back and redo your thing because you know what I mean? Someone's taking it somewhere else. Like,
no, like, you see, like, when I do features and that, yeah. I never, like, when I do features for other people, like, I never listen to other people's verse before I do my verse, because I don't want no influence. I don't want no one to say nothing, like I was talking to them or anything, because I didn't know nothing. I didn't hear nothing. I just got the instrumental and done my thing. That's what I'm about. So that's why when I do features, that's why I go so hard, because I don't know what everyone else has done.
yeah,
I don't know what else. But you know what? As long as I murder, that's what it is, isn't it? So it's straight kill mode or nothing. Go hard or go home, bro.
Yeah, I love that. No, I hear that. I got a couple more random ones for you, and then we'll get into your influential records.
But you know what? Wait there. Hold on. What did you ask me again just now? What did you just ask me? You asked me
about the competitive. I asked you about the competitive nature of who. That's what I asked you about. Who makes you go, like, toe to toe? Yeah. And you said obviously the man, the camp, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's an unwritten rule, basically, which is I would think that is common as well. Do you know what I mean? There's nobody. I would hope nobody wants to come out and just be doing shit verses. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you care about the team, care about yourself, then
definitely not. But yeah, definitely not. There's certain guys that you know they're gonna say a mad thing.
Yeah.
Even on features, I've done features with people and they've come. I've heard their verse after. It might be 8 bars each, and then I've heard this man on come on the Gets and Kane love doing that. They'll say, "Yeah, I'll just take the end and give me a 16," and then just say total madness. You get me? Where everyone's saying, "Nah, wait there."